1. David Hay, former world heavyweight champion. David Hay likened semen retention to a lion who hasn't eaten anything for a while. That makes him one dangerous animal. Hay stated that he doesn't release for 6 weeks before a fight. He doesn't have sex or masturbate, no ejaculation. By the time the fight rolls around, he's got a lot of pent-up energy that's ready to be released, and he releases it in the ring on his opponent. Similar strategies also worked for Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. Both of them went years without releasing any semen, and there's no arguing with their success. 2. SARVESH, a 28-year-old worth $15 million. SARVESH is a rare man, indeed. He is a consultant in the wellness industry whose clients include Jennifer Lopez, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Naomi Campbell. And, believe it or not, he's a virgin. When he was growing up, he says he was arrogant and aggressive. He originally wanted to be a cricket player. He got into yoga because his father felt it would help him with the sport by controlling his emotions. His yoga teacher taught him how to calm himself and took away his anger and ego. He asked SARVESH to live by 5 precepts that included celibacy and semen retention, and SARVESH followed his advice to the letter. While he doesn't believe there's anything harmful about having sex or masturbating, he abstains as part of his own journey towards self-actualization. He believes it helps him to be clean from within. When asked how abstinence changed his life, he credited his ability to channel the creative energy found in semen to his brain through meditation and celibacy. He noted that his self-discipline took away the distractions that had plagued him earlier in his life. That allowed him to focus on his goals. The way he looks at it, ejaculating produces a few moments of pleasure, but by abstaining, he has created true sustainable pleasure through spiritual and professional success. 3. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple. Unfortunately, Steve Jobs is no longer with us, but he was the genius behind Apple, and he also practiced semen retention. He wasn't celibate, but he did refuse to reach orgasm and ejaculate, except when he wanted to have children. He firmly believed in conserving his seminal energy for his work. The work he did revolutionized the world through computer technologies, and of course, he was a billionaire many times over. 4. Winston Churchill, Prime Minister of the UK. Winston Churchill is widely considered to be one of the best leaders in history. He helped defeat Adolf Hitler, and he practiced semen retention. He once remarked that he was able to write so much because I don't waste my essence in bed. That likely played a big role in his extraordinary achievements. 5. Michelangelo, sculptor and artist. Michelangelo is arguably the most gifted artist in history. He was able to create remarkable sculptures, including David and Pietà, both of which are held as treasures for all humanity. Michelangelo was also a brilliant painter and an architect, clearly, an overachiever. He planned St. Peter's Basilica, and he painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. He's also known to have abstained from both sex and masturbation. His contemporary biographer, Ascanio Condivi, wrote about his monk-like chastity, and this is supported by the fact that in many of his works women are depicted as manly in form. By abstaining from sex, he was able to focus on creating those amazing works of art. 6. Nikola Tesla, inventor and futurist. Nikola Tesla is commonly known as the man who invented the 20th century. He was known to be celibate for his entire life. He redirected that energy into his professional life, and it has brought us some of the greatest achievements at a scale that has yet to be repeated. In the early 20th century, he invented a way to transmit electricity wirelessly, and he created devices that caused earthquakes and manifested ball lightning. He was a handsome, successful man who, had he not rejected aristocratic money for his inventions, would have been the first billionaire in history. All the same, he made a conscious decision to reject sexual pleasures. He stated in an interview that women were the greatest thieves of energy, and therefore, of one's spiritual power. He went on to say that he decided to preserve that energy for himself so that he could create what he wanted. 7. Leonardo da Vinci, the archetype of Renaissance man. Leonardo da Vinci is one of the most renowned men in history. He was an expert in many diverse pursuits: art, engineering, human physiology, and much, much more. He had a grand ambition to be a master of all trades, and he most certainly achieved that. He was also a lifelong bachelor, and there is no indication he ever had an interest in romantic relationships or sexual acts. Nothing in his diaries or works indicated otherwise. However, he did speak about it when he said that the procreative act was so disgusting that it would surely die out if it had not become a human tradition, and if there were no sensuous dispositions and pretty faces. From those comments, it is clear he practiced semen retention, and the redirection of that energy produced phenomenal works for all humankind. 8. Napoleon Hill, American self-help author. Napoleon Hill is best known for his book, Think and Grow Rich. It is rated as among the top 10 best-selling self-help books of all time. His books all talk about how to achieve success in life, and he devoted an entire chapter in Think and Grow Rich to semen retention and diverting sexual energy into other areas of your life. He wrote that sexual transmutation is a vital first step for anyone who wants to become rich.